Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I am jumping on just a little bit earlier than I said, so I hope nobody's missing it. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. We'll be sure to get back to you if you have any additional questions. Today, we're going over the new Elleebana ReGen. So you've probably used ReGen at some point in time. It may have even came with your training kit when you learned how to do lash lamination, lash lifting, brow lamination, any of that good stuff. This is the newly formulated version, and we have seen lots of questions about that. So we wanted to do a whole live just to address it and how to use it, because this newly formulated version gives us a lot of different options. So here's the old version, the Elleebana ReGen. Here's the new one, the ReGen Next Gen. The old version's in this wider, kind of fatter tube. This one's long, narrow. All of the ReGens are being replaced with this new version. So if you've ordered it recently, you probably have one of these new ones. If not, just see which tube you have and you can figure it out. The new ReGen does say Next Gen Formula. Sorry, I know that's kind of hard to see and it's backwards for y'all, but it says Next Gen Formula right there. So that is the new version. Now the difference between the two, they both do the same things. They have the same fantastic hydrating, strengthening, ingredients, all that good stuff we love about ReGen. But the old version was more of a serum consistency, and the new version is a cream emulsion. So it allows us to mix it with different steps in our lifting or lamination or tinting process to make your time even quicker. And we all know time is money in our industry, so that always helps. I'm gonna show you the difference in the two. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. So that is the old version, the serum, and we only have a little bit of that left. This is the new version, the cream. Okay, so more of a lotion consistency. Old version, new version, okay? I am going to try to adjust this camera so you guys can see me mixing it. With the new version, what's cool is you can still use it as a standalone treatment, just like you did with the other ReGen. You can do it as its own step, but you can also mix it in with your setting lotion or your tint. So again, that really does save on time. So let me just try to adjust my camera here. Let's see. So you guys can really see how it mixes well. And if you have questions about mixing or anything like that, be sure to let me know. Okay, get you guys adjusted. I'm gonna swing you over here. You can see I have all my supplies already. Okay, make sure adjust this lighting. Okay, so again, we're working with the new version of the ReGen, the Next Gen new formula. I have my 2-in-1 mixing tray. You can, of course, use it as a standalone version, like we just said. So if you're using it as a standalone version, this lotion consistency with lash lifting, you want to apply it from about 1 millimeter up the lash line. So make sure you're not touching the skin to the tips of the lashes. And that's as a standalone treatment. You're gonna leave it on for 3 to 5 minutes, just like the old version. And then you're gonna rinse it off completely and do your lash rinse, okay? You wanna make sure you're not leaving this on at the end of a service, so don't leave it on the brows or lashes once you're finished. You always wanna remove it with some water. With brow lamination, you just wanna gently remove it with a damp Q-tip. Any kind of leave-on version that the clients are going home with, you're gonna wanna use Elleebana, that home care version that we can also use back bar, but we're never leaving this ReGen on when they leave. So standalone option, you can apply this by itself, okay? Another option, I have my setting lotion, and you can do this for lamination or lifting. And so I'm gonna mix the two together, the ReGen with the setting lotion. And so again, this is for lifting or lamination. What you always wanna remember is to not overuse the ReGen, okay? So 6 parts setting lotion to 1 part ReGen. You don't want to over dilute it because that can give you not wonderful results. It can kind of dilute that whole formula. So I'm just going to go ahead and dispense my whole pack of setting lotion here in my mixing tray. There's my setting lotion. So with that, I'm going to add just 1 part. Here's my setting lotion. I'm going to add 1 part of ReGen. So be careful, you just want to gently squeeze. Again, the ratio is 6 to 1. I'm gonna lift this up so you guys can see it. That's my ReGen, that's my setting lotion. You can see they're really the same consistency, which is nice because this ReGen isn't gonna dilute your setting lotion at all. It's not gonna make it runny or anything like that. And so what you wanna do is just mix the two together really, really well before you apply that setting lotion. Okay, so this is the mixing method when you're mixing it with the setting lotion. Now for this, we really only recommend doing it this way if you're not tinting. The reason being, with lash lifting anyway, is because you're not coating this on the entire lash all the way to the tip like you normally would with ReGen, right? Setting lotion, we typically only bring up 3/4 of the way up the length of the lash. So therefore, this way, the ReGen is only going 3/4 of the way up the lash as well. So we only use this as more of like an express method if you're not tinting, which this is great because again, it does save on time. Not only are you cutting out that 3 to 5 minutes of processing time with the ReGen, but you're also cutting out your application time and your removal time. So really you might save a total of like 7 to 9 minutes, which can be a big deal. So this again is with the setting lotion. 1 part of the ReGen Next Gen, 6 parts of setting lotion, and you want to mix it really well together. I'm going to get a paper towel and just clean this out for demonstration purposes. And what I have next are my Elleebana tints and oxidant. So I'm going to demo that for y'all as well. Okay, I'm going to just wipe out my tray here just so I can show you guys. So what I'm gonna do next is my tints. And what I wanna show you is if you're mixing 2 tints. We do this a good bit, right? Like maybe you might mix purple or the violet and black. Here I have light brown and the deep brown, so you might mix these with brow tinting. What you wanna remember is with tint, you're gonna do 3 parts tint, 3 parts oxidant, and 1 part ReGen. So essentially the same thing as our setting lotion, 6 parts of mixed tint to 1 part ReGen. Now what you want to remember, if you're mixing colors, I'm going to dispense my colors first. And this is actually recommended if you are mixing ReGen or if you're not. This is how you should mix your tint colors from Elleebana. You want to mix your tinting colors together before you add the oxidant. So this is kind of like a 3-step mix, if you will. First, I'm going to mix my tint colors together over here in the corner so I feel like they're mixed together well. Okay, so I feel like those colors are evenly distributed. They're mixed together really well. Then I'm gonna go back and add my 3 parts oxidant. You will always wanna shake your oxidant up for about 60 seconds before you dispense it. Let me grab that, I'm throwing things down. Okay, so 3 drops oxidant, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna mix that together. So there is my 3 parts tint, 3 parts oxidant, which equals 6 parts of mixed tint. I have that mixed together really well. Okay, and then I am going to come back in with my new ReGen and just add 1 part. So still 1 part ReGen to 6 parts mixed tint. And then I'm going to mix in my ReGen. So you want to do it in that order, just to make sure you get everything mixed together really well. Your colors are distributed well, your oxidants distributed throughout, and then you're adding your ReGen in with it. So you're really not gonna see a difference. It should look the same. as your tint normally does mixed. So this is the ReGen mixed with the setting lotion. This is the ReGen mixed with my tint. And this is called our express tinting method. And this is how we prefer to mix in the ReGen if we're mixing it with a product. Because again, you're gonna get that ReGen application all the way to the tips of the lashes, because we always tint to the tips of the lashes. So you're getting the maximum efficiency from your ReGen when you're mixing it with your tint. Of course, again, if you're not doing a tint, you can use this other method, and you can always do the standalone method as well. Now, just like we mentioned that mixing too much of the ReGen in with your setting lotion can dilute the formula, same thing with the tint. So say you don't mix the tint colors together, then the oxidant, and then the ReGen, that can mute your colors. Say you use too much of the ReGen, that can also mute your tinting colors. So you want to be careful that you're using the right proportions of everything to get your results that you're looking for. And of course, if you need any help troubleshooting, we're always here to help. Another little helpful tip is there's a QR code on all the boxes of the new ReGen, the Next Gen formula. So you just open up your camera on your phone, scan this QR code, and it's gonna give you actually downloadable, printable instructions that you can use. I think you guys might have a few questions or comments. Let me raise my camera back up so I can see you. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no, just people watching. Great. I hope you guys found that helpful. And if you have any other questions about the ReGen, the new formula, definitely drop them down below and we'll get to them. But I hope that was helpful with how to use it. It can definitely be a big time saver for mixing it in with other steps. And if you want to, you can still use it as a standalone version. Okay, so we're gonna save this video, come back and watch it, bookmark it if you want to, save it so you have it. You can also check out YouTube channel, we'll upload it there. And again, if you guys have any questions, drop them down below and I'll look out for them. Hope you'll have a wonderful week and we'll be back on with another live next week. Bye.